three IPOs opened yesterday, and I think IKS Health opens today. We'll have the management join us a little later. So a lot of action really coming through. What do we have? The bell should go on any time. Yeah, there you go, 24,640. It's, we've got unchanged. 3-4 point change on the Nifty. The Sensex also is extremely flat. The Nifty bank is starting kind of sideways, nothing very much on it. Mid-cap index is up about 0.25%. So at least, the initial rate, broader market's doing a little better. 30 stocks are up and about 20 are lower. That's the overall picture. 25 points lower on the Nifty now. 24,624 is where we are coming at. It's almost 3:1. Stocks are still opening, but at least for what it's worth, at this point, 3:1 is the advances to decline ratio for what is open. And many more are opening, and the number will change. We'll track that. So that's the broader picture this morning. Let's get to stocks.
Very quiet. Absolutely nothing moving. Some of those steel stocks that we were discussing, metal and ferrous and non-ferrous both. There's some green there. Hindalco, for instance, is the Nifty winner right now, 1.2% on the higher side. There's JSW Steel, but there's barely a tinge of green. 2 rupees up. That's about it. ONGC, 0.5% on the upside. Remember, overnight we had a bit of an upwards bid on oil prices because of talk of more sanctions on Russia. On the banking side, things are very split. IndusInd and ICICI are managing. IndusInd and Axis are managing a bit of green, but even that's changing as we speak. HDFC Bank is quiet. On the losing side of the screen, there is SBI Life, there is Apollo Hospitals, BPCL, Titan and Trent, Asian Paints, Tata Motors. So the early trends are that some auto stocks are seeing profit taking. Pressure is continuing on consumption. Lever is also slightly lower. But metals are the winners so far in the open. And IT is not too bad. IT is contributing on the upside. TCS, for instance, is about 0.6% higher. Infosys, HCL Tech also. Small green on these stocks as well, but very quiet. What is this? 1 point down, 2 points up on the Nifty.
Well, that's right, but plenty of stocks actually moving around, Surbhi, from the broader markets. Nuvama and Newland, because of those large trades, both of them, that large trade on Nuvama has got done, 8.5% equity changing hands. So both those two have opened up a little bit lower. Gopal Snacks, as should be mentioned, unfortunate incident, one of their units, so that's down close to around 10%. We'll try to get in the management to clarify with regard to that. ITI has cooled off. It's cooled off now yesterday as well as today. So after the one-way up move, well, it's cooling off quite a bit. It's corrected close to 10% from the high we saw day before yesterday. Keep an eye out on that one. Jupiter Wagons, though, continues to do well. That one, in fact, is buzzing in today's trading session, up and about in trade. And a couple of other notable movers. These ones are going from circuit to circuit, actually. You have Kernax. That stock is up. It's up close to around 5%. It's in the circuit. And the other one is Shakti Pumps. They won that order. So that one as well is higher in trade today. Edelweiss, that'll be a beneficiary because they get the money that's coming out of, out of this large trade. So that's why that stock is well up close to around 3%. So good going. We're flattish, mildly in the green. The breadth of the market, though, is telling you that mojo seems to be back for the books.
Vari Energy is another one which I just want to highlight. Vari is the second biggest volume-led gainer right now. It's about 2.5% higher, 32.47 on Vari at this point. Yesterday you had some of these solar companies which were looking up. Morrison Laboratories is up about 2.6%. It's got large volumes, and that's the reason I'm mentioning it here. Shakti Pumps got a very large order. The stock is up 4%. 850. That's the, I think, stock was, there was a split. Stock was almost $5,000. So that's done extremely well, Shakti Pumps. Afcons is up about 1.6, 1.7%, 532 on Afcons. There is Delivery, which is up about 2.5%, 390. Gland Pharma about 2.5, 3%, 1826. Texmaco. And of course, all these railway names like yesterday are starting higher. Acme Solar is up 3%. Office is up another 3.5% after yet. There was a big block, and of course, stock ended 10% higher by close. It's above 800 rupees. That is Acme. Lemon Tree Hotels is coming up with a 2% pop at about 125. But then volumes, you go down the list, volumes start to thin out very quickly at this point. I think you guys mentioned Newland Labs. Newland is down 6. Nuvama, of course, that block 4.5 lower. Nuvama is just sort of giving up a little bit of the gains of, and that too only with the last 2-3 days because it's done so well. Bajaj Housing, I think housing is down about 3%, 136. Swan sharply moved higher. It's back to the February high. There a double top in creation, we'll see, but slightly lower. Jubilant Food is down 3. PNC Infra was a big mover yesterday, down 2. And so it goes. So that's the first rates which are coming through.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that two stocks which are reacting to news. The move on Wari, it actually started ahead of the news. The news came in yesterday post-market hours that they will be setting up a solar plant in Madhya Pradesh. They've got an order, so maybe there's a bit of a flare that's continuing. 3.5% up and building on that. And on Gland Pharma, the news is that they've got an approval for a blood clotting drug. I think it's an injectable. And that's working well for that counter. So two stocks reacting well to positive news flow.
On Wari, as I said earlier, the news was that there is going to be more protection on those that are producing solar cells. And they are moving from modules. They're getting backward integrated into cells. And also there is the talk that the US is going to set up plenty of solar facilities. They'll require more modules as well. So that's why these guys could be excited. So it explains why I think Prashant was highlighting a couple of days ago. It was 2,600, 700. And it's moved up on the back of all these factors.